Ark-La-Miss News Update.
Good afternoon, I'm Randy Stone with your Midday Ark-La-Miss Update. In community news, Walmart is inviting Monroe and West Monroe residents to get a healthy start to the new year with the first Wellness Day of 2024. The chain will be offering free health screenings and affordable immunizations. Customers can receive free glucose, cholesterol, BMI, blood pressure screenings, and affordable immunizations for COVID-19, flu, RSV, tetanus, hepatitis, HPV, and more at pharmacies worldwide. The date scheduled is Saturday, January the 20th, and this happens between 10 a.m. and 2 in the afternoon. At the state capitol, Governor Jeff Landry was dealt another win in his first special session as the House passed the bill he supports to change Louisiana to a closed primary system. Capitol reporter Shannon Heck brings us details on the ongoing debate.
The bill that would change Louisiana's primary elections to a closed party system has managed to pass out of the full House and now heads on over to the Senate, despite there being many concerns on both sides of the aisle. The bill makes it so only registered Republicans and Democrats can vote in the primary election. The state parties could vote to allow independents and no-party voters to participate in their primary, and it would move up the primary election day to earlier in the year as well.
But this is a party primary system that's utilized in a lot of other states, and what we are proposing is that we have our first party primary in August of this year.
Secretary of State Nancy Landry voiced some concern that the bill being implemented this year would put them on a tight deadline to implement the change to a closed primary and educate voters on the differences before the congressional race.
If this were to pass, we would run into a hiccup trying to implement this before an August primary date if we are to pass 2 majority-minority congressional districts.
All other statewide and legislative races will be moved to a closed party primary starting in 2025 under the bill. Those in favor of the bill believe it could help the parties have more of a say in who their candidate is going into the general election. Those against it fear the no party and independent voters will lose their voice in the primary election. This bill now heads to a Senate committee for approval. For your local election headquarters, I'm Shannon Hecht.
Well, in cold weather, we're always told to take care of our pets, plants, and people. And one group of people is especially vulnerable, and that's the elderly. Ochsner Dr. Rachel Kermis told us that dressing in layers is the most important thing for adults 65 and older. She warns prolonged exposure to cold could lead to frostbite. There are certain symptoms that can worsen in these conditions, like diabetes, thyroid problems, and arthritis.
And now, Storm Tracker Doppler weather with meteorologist Chase Ward.
The clouds will slowly break apart as we go into this afternoon, but they will still linger in eastern section of the viewing area close towards the Mississippi River Valley. Temperatures going to be reaching into the mid-50s today. Might even see a couple places try to hit those lower 60s. It just depends on which areas pick up on sunlight sooner than others, but that's mainly be down to our southwest. Overnight tonight, we'll see mostly clear skies, and the winds will shift out of the north, and we'll be reaching just below freezing. Might actually have some mid-20s across South Arkansas during the overnight hours. And tomorrow, it's going to be a bit cooler. Temperatures staying mainly in the lower 40s for daytime highs as that cooler air mass kind of moves in behind the cold front that we see today. Expecting a low of about 30 degrees in Monroe for tonight as the clouds kind of start to clear out. Winds will be out of the north 5 to 15 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, we'll see temperatures stay upper 30s. We'll hit right there around 40 for tomorrow's high. Of course, it's going to be cool and breezy with those winds reaching as high as 20 miles per hour. Now, throughout much of the weekend, it's going to be on the chillier side. We'll see highs stay in the mid-30s. Overnight lows will stay back down to the teens once again, but still a far cry from how it was earlier this week. And we will see a return of an unsettled pattern next week on Monday and Tuesday as showers and thunderstorms will begin to spark up, but temperatures will stay mainly in the mid to upper 50s and reaching the mid-60s starting on Tuesday, and we will stay wet throughout much of next week. Overnight lows will stay mainly upper 40s and then mid-50s.
And that is it for your midday update. NBC News Daily continues now as our weather continues to change. Next week looks interesting. So take care of each other, be kind to each other, watch your pets, and God bless you.